Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving back into Thunder BAGUA, clashing the 10-star difficulty, farming out those rainbow turtles, and the point events to get your Chopper Man missions done for the monthly event. And in today's video, I have 3 teams for you guys to take down this particular event, and the teams that I have in today's video aren't using the characters from the higher end of the point boosting margins. They don't use any of the new characters at all. We are bringing a friend Yamato for all of them, but the idea here is you really just want to farm out and get as many rainbow turtles as possible. Now, if you guys are really struggling with this and you don't want to farm the 40 stamina event, you can just go straight over to the 30 stamina event and basically just put as many high point boosters on the team as possible, and then just hit the auto button. So if you have stuff like Chopper, if you have stuff like Roger, if you pulled on the banner and you picked up something like the 2 new rare recruits, or you picked up a legend and you just can't be bothered farming up turtles for 40 stamina, I would highly recommend diving in on the 30 stamina. However, if you do want to farm up the 40 stamina, get some better rewards, I do have 3 teams that I've already put out. I'll leave a link in the description, but in today's video, these are just some other teams that kind of use characters in the lower end of the spectrum. The first team is actually a full free-to-play roster team, which worked actually incredibly well. Almost no stall as well, which was pretty impressive. The next team doesn't get too many drops, and then the final team has some free-to-play characters here and there. But like I said, it basically uses the bottom end of the boosted list. If you enjoy these types of videos, belt the like button for me. If you're new to the channel, hit the big red subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of the streams and all the good stuff, because tomorrow, or today if I release this video, we are going to be doing a monster stream where we are doing some stuff like making me summon, making me play the game in different ways, and shouting out to all of the members and subs, and sort of promoting the channel that way as well. So make sure you guys stick around for that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys don't make me do too many summons. But with that said, let's dive into the content. Alright, so the first team is the free-to-play team, and as always, farm up the 30 stamina event, or just run it on auto, so that way you get your hands on this particular character here. It's Kid and Law, the character we're farming for. They're a very, very good character. You also have the Ichiban Kuji Luffy from the login event. You can pick him up in the Rayleigh's Bazaar as well. He's a great character. Make sure to get his Super Tana max before you try this team. And then you also have the login event for this particular character being Adio from the new Odyssey game as well. The rest of the team, Jinbei's a class unit, a point boosting unit in X-Drake, and then we have Yamato as our friend captain. So that was the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, this particular team actually moves fairly fast. I was actually like trying to farm out the versatility for Yamato, but then I kind of just went, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to get to the end and see how we go with Adio's actual damage reduction. And funny enough, it actually worked better. I actually got the versatility as well, crazy enough. But that really wasn't the big selling point. So in the first couple stages, you can sort of just like clear your way through. Ideally, you want to have your 3 deck strikers being X-Drake, Kid and Law, and Yamato on the left-hand side for the Wano slots. And then your other units, because remember, Jinbei and Adeo aren't actually getting boosted by Yamato on this team. On stage 3, we come up against Jack. He gives you 3 turns of burn. This is where Jinbei is great. Jinbei is actually just going to remove the burn, which is super, super nice of him. And then that way, he has double special activation. Unfortunately, you do lose half your HP, though, which is a little bit of a bummer. But look, it's not the end of the world. If you have something like a Legend Brook, you can definitely use like a Legend Brook support, and that is going to give you damage reduction, just to take a little bit less damage from this Jack stage. I actually don't even have max auto sockets on this team, and it actually managed to work pretty nicely. You do want to make sure that you actually take out Jack by the second turn, because he does end of turn damage, he increases his attack, and if you lose too much HP with this team, you will die. But as you can see, we didn't really have too many issues taking out Jack there. We actually took him out fairly nicely. Moving on to the Big Mom stage, she just spares you again, but Yamato deals with that. You get 3 turns of all type orbs, or is it? Yeah, all type orbs as negative orbs. So this is where Yamato is so freaking good. She turns the left into Wano, the right into Tandem. She gives you an attack boost, and she gives you extra buff if you put up damage reduction. We're then going to lock the orbs with X-Drake. He's also an orb booster, and he gives us resistance as well. So that way we do a lot of damage with our strength, dex, and quick characters. As you guys will see here, we have no issues taking out Big Mom just with those 2 specials. And we actually farm up 6 Wano and Tandem orbs for the versatility of Yamato. Unfortunately for this run, I didn't actually get it. But don't stress, you don't actually need it, which is actually pretty wild. On the final stage against Kaido, he becomes a quick unit. He halves your HP, and then he puts up 6 turns of damage reduction. Very annoying. Vivi's great here because Vivi can actually give you 2,000 healing, And then we can actually use the special of Jinbei to remove 3 turns of damage reduction. And then with Luffy, we can actually remove the rest of it, which works nicely. Kid and Law are going to give us some chain shenanigans with the tap timing, and we can get some auto heal with them as well. Adeo is actually going to give us 85% damage reduction and also gives us a chain buff, which is super, super nice. We actually want to give the what's it called, orb to the tandem orb to Luffy, and then if we just use Luffy after that, we can actually just get back those tandem orbs, which works quite nicely. Luffy's also our attack booster, and then with his super class, we can actually get a color affinity buff, so it all works out pretty nicely. And because we have a Jimbo on this team, we can actually get the super tandem ability as well. So once we do that, we're going to hit with Adeo, we're going to hit with Jinbei, and then Luffy. That way we get our super tandem popping, and from there, we're just going to hit with our other units. And as you can see, like, we don't even really need to hit with Yamato, and we're absolutely Gucci. We get a bunch of healing back, and then once Kaido dies, he does a death hit. But thanks to that Adeo damage reduction, we actually tank it out. So there you guys go. Free-to-play team, getting down the point event done. Works quite nicely. You should all pretty much have these characters. If you don't, you can farm them up from the Recollective Archive. On to the next team. And moving on to the next team now, we're actually rocking a Straw Hat Crew and Yamato build. So that's the team. Those are the sports. Let's dive in. We are rocking Odin, the Super Suga Odin for this particular team as well. You could just probably bring Roger. He's just a higher drop rate if you have Roger instead of Odin. But I did want to include Odin in this because, like I said, we are doing some like lower end of the spectrum team building. And with Straw Hat Crew, they are 50% drops as well. But it does restrict stuff like the Ichiban Kuji Luffy. It also restricts you from bringing stuff like Chopper. It also restricts you from bringing stuff like Jinbei. So if you picked up your copy of Chopper from the PvP event for this month, you definitely can use him. He works absolutely phenomenally, but I didn't really want to include him in terms of like a free-to-play unit or on these particular teams because he does give you a guaranteed drop, and I did include him on some of those other teams that I've got the link in the description for. Once we hit stage 3 against Jack, to remove the burn, we're actually going to use our X-Ray special here. X-Ray gives us an orb boost as well. He also locks our slots, but it's kind of like whatever with the orb, with the slot locking, but he gives us 3 turns of a what's it called, a orb buff, so that way when we move into the next stage, we actually don't take the annoying debuff that Big Mom would normally give, which is very, very nice. Still, we are going to use our Yamato special here though. That way we can get the Wano and the tandem orbs, and that works out pretty hunky-dory. And then we are going to pop our Kid and Killer special. Kid and Killer give us 3 turns of a chain shenanigan, which works quite nicely, as well as auto healing as well, which is just absolutely beautiful. Once we've done that, we are going to sort of make our way through Big Mom's HP. However, I think I do want to use Adeo here, this guy here. I think I want to use his special here as well. I am going to switcheroo you guys like this. Absolutely. And then we are going to hopefully take her out with just utilizing... There we go. Beautiful. You'll love to see it. Ideally, we just wanted to take her out with the Straw Hat Crew. That way we keep the 3 Wano slots on our left-hand side, and that way we don't have to deal with the super block slots. Once we move into the Kaido stage, he actually gives us a 50% HP cut, and this is why having the auto heal from our... what's his name? The auto heal from Kid and Law is actually so key. Odin's going to give us an orb buff. Whether you have Odin or if you have Roger for the attack buff, that should all work out pretty hunky-dory. Then you can use the Straw Hat Crew to remove the damage reduction thanks to Mr. 1. You also get a chain buff here, and even without an attack or an orb buff, with the final tap of the Straw Hat Crew, you should do plenty of damage here. I got actually fairly lucky with getting some Wano slots as well. But as you guys will see here, with the final tap and all that damage, we are going to say goodbye to our friend Mr. Kaido. Once Kaido dies, he has a death hit. It's about 45k. But with this particular team, we have plenty of HP to tank it. We don't even need damage reduction. On to the final team now. And the final team of the video looks a little bit like this. We are using Yamato V1 with Yamato V2. Or V3, actually, because there's Ace Yamato, isn't there? So with this particular team, we are rocking Super Evolved 6+ Yamato with the new verse Yamato. And we're running sort of like a Free Spirit Striker-centric base team. They both are Free Spirit Striker captains. And V1 Yamato 6+ actually boosts Chopper. So I thought I'd include Chopper on this particular run, but if you didn't pick up Chopper or you just don't have him, he's free in Rumble. But like, if you don't have him, you can use that free-to-play X-Drake. As you guys saw in the last two particular teams, I thought I just wanted to mix it up just a little bit for you guys. And obviously Chopper gives a lot more drops than what gives a guaranteed drop compared to 50% drop like the X-Drake does. So utilizing him if you can is definitely going to be more beneficial to your actual squad. On the Jack stage, Yamato can remove the Despair, which is very, very nice. And then to get around the burn, we are going to use our Chopper special, which works out like an absolute dream. On this particular stage as well, we are going to switch with our Kinemon and Dendro just for some resistance shenanigans. As you guys saw there, I have the support of what's his name? I have the support of Sanji on my Chopper, and that is actually going to give me a bit of a chain buff as well. But as you can see, that resistance debuff does absolute work for Kinemon Dendro. And if you actually start as Dendro and switch into Kinemon, you are going to do way more damage than what you saw on my particular team. On the next stage, we're actually going to use our Yamato special. That's going to give us a full board of Wano and Tandem slots. And then we can activate the super type of our Yamato to actually lock those orbs. Works out pretty hunky-dory here. Ideally, you'd probably want to switch with your Kinemon and your Dendro unit there just before you actually do that. But even without the resistance, like as you guys are about to see here, you're going to have plenty of damage nonetheless. And as you guys will see, we didn't even have to hit with our Killer and Law. I didn't hit with Killer and Law because I didn't need the Wano slot for the versatility. But if you do charge the versatility, you're going to do more damage. But if you have the support of Brook for the Ichiban Kuji Luffy, you don't actually have to worry about it because like you're going to get the 60% damage reduction anyway. To get around the damage reduction on this team, we are utilizing I was going to utilize the support of Beppo Sachi Penguin, but I must have forgot to put that on. So that's fine. We are going to use Luffy here. Luffy can give you an attack buff. Odin gives a Wano Orb to our Kinemon Dendro unit as well, which is nice. Kinemon Dendro can give us Kinemon Dendro actually, it's fine. They actually remove the damage reduction. That's why I didn't bring Beppo Sachi and Penguin. They also give us an Orb Bust and a base stat boost, which is great. Because we have a Striker Captain, we get a whole bunch of chain shenanigans with our Kid and Law unit. Shirahoshi gives us Color Affinity. And then Yamato is going to give us the 1.5 times extra damage and the chain buff. Look at all these buffs. Like, these buffs... We're going to do so much goddamn damage here. You don't even need the Perispero support there. Like, it's actually not doing anything. And we actually have the Super Tandem of Ichiban Kuji Luffy there as well. So, as you guys will see, plenty of damage, no issues whatsoever. So even if you don't have those high-end boosters, you still can get this done with some free-to-play characters and some easy-peasy strats. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me. If you're new to the channel, you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button. As I mentioned, we are going to be doing a huge members and sub stream over on Twitch tomorrow. So make sure to hit all the socials, link in the description for Twitch. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on anything over on YouTube. Belt the like button, belt the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. But most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in this beautiful world. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.